Welcome once again to Debo TV. This is where we distill real estate to a point that you can understand. You really cannot be following this channel and you say you don't understand real estate. I've had people tell me just by listening to this channel, watching and all of that, subscribing, they started their real estate business just off the back of being a subscriber to Debo TV. We discuss real estate business, sales, entrepreneurship, financial freedom. And today, I have a guest in the house, and this will be in a regular series where we'll be talking to people that have gone through some part of our training, and we'll be discussing real estate generally. This is very early in the year, 2023, so we'll be analyzing 2022, and we'll be talking about the trends for 2023, trying to forecast and stuff like that, whilst I'm talking about his business, what he has done, what he's doing, what he will do, and stuff like that. It promises to be a very interesting one. And if you're in real estate business or in any business at all, this is an interview you want to definitely watch to the very end, because I'm very sure it will be very interesting. The young man I have with me is a very enterprising someone. Okay? So, I'll be right back, and then I will introduce my guest. If you've not subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button now. Hey, subscribe! Subscribe! That you've watched up to this point means that you've been enjoying this episode. Encourage us to continue to put out valuable content like this by pressing the subscribe button. Just subscribe. It is absolutely free. A lot of people tell me, your channel is loaded, valuable content there and all of that. Encourage us by subscribing. It will help us do more. Subscribe right away. Welcome back. So I have with me Wole Fapohunda of 7:30.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Much for having me. I'm doing very well.
Happy New Year, should I?
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah,
too. Thank you
Great.
Thank you very much. It's awesome to be here. I must say that it's a badge of honor that my Oga at the top, top called, and I have to be here. And if there's something I've learned since I've known him, is that he has a vision to bridge the knowledge gap in the real estate industry. And trust me, as you're watching this, you want to watch it to the very last minute, because you wouldn't want to leave. And you should watch over and over, because you may not get every knowledge at once. And promises to be enterprising, promises to be informative. And yes, once again, it's an honor to be here.
You're welcome, Wole. You're welcome. So I think I told you this in class one day, but let me just, for our viewers. So this was how my first meeting with Wole was in class. He attended our program, one of our training programs. But some days before then, maybe a few weeks or so before then, I just saw this Omaji black, somewhere around town in Lagos, and I saw 7:30 on it. I said, these real estate guys don't come again. See this guy just branding Omaji, Only for me to get to class, one of our training, and I discovered that he's one young chap that holds that Omaji. That was interesting, But, that's Wole for you. And he just, for me, he came across as someone that definitely knows what is up for in life and where he's going. And I got to know he had published a book, so he gave me a copy of it. I read it, and then I bought it for some of our staff, sales staff particularly, because the thing just, in line with a number of things that I've taught over the years, and I can see why he's built up the way he's built up. I haven't gone through this book. So if you are a salesperson out there, okay, and whether you sell real estate or any other thing, and you want to know how to sell. In fact, the title is actually very interesting to me, very apt. It says, "Where are my customers?" The most effective ways to meet your first paying clients without losing your mind. If you've ever resumed in an organization as a sales staff, You know what losing your mind is about when you really want to show performance. Okay? This book breaks it down for you if you take on the discipline that it requires to sell and you follow the instructions here. Easy meat, I tell you. So go get yourself a copy. We'll also be discussing one or two things there. But today is a gist, okay? We'll just be gisting, like I said.
Okay.
And most importantly, our gist will center around the real estate industry in 2022. Then what do we see 2023? So let me start first. How did you get into real estate? Let's start from there.
Okay. For me, before I started doing real estate, I've always been hungry.
Okay.
I've always wanted better.
Okay.
So I think that the immediate enterprising thing I did before real estate was I was a teacher.
Okay.
I was a teacher as an undergraduate. So
okay.
And I was a teacher because I had to put food on the table for
myself.
So
you were an undergrad and you were teaching secondary school or primary school or A-levels?
A-levels, yes. A-levels, those that were writing IGMB and the likes.
Okay.
Then in Ilorin, Kwara State. And I was teaching them, and it got to a point I felt uncomfortable with my situation. I was earning 500 naira per class. I was earning 1,000 naira per class in some centers. I was teaching different centers. Missing classes, of course.
Because I'm wondering how you're combining all of that, you know?
Missing classes. I mean, I could remember somebody saw my school's graduating list and saw that I graduated with a 2-1. And the person asked that,
how did you pull it through?
How did you do it? Because I did one of the most difficult courses in social sciences at the time. I studied sociology.
Sociology.
Yes, I studied sociology, and sociology in my school has a history for not even passing brilliant people, you know.
Wow.
But I created a structure around myself, which has always been one of the things I work with.
Structure.
Yes, structure. I created a structure around myself that 2 weeks to exams, I don't do any classes. 2 weeks to exams, I don't do any classes. Now, I still do classes in a way, but this is how the classes go. I tutor my course mates, and they pay. So after I have read, I now teach my course mates maybe a day before each exam. So I use them to revise before every exam. And that's how I was able to bridge the academic gap.
Wow.
So
interesting.
It's interesting to know that it's one of my students in one of the centers I was teaching that just told me one day and said, Mr. Wole, I like your energy. I think that you'll be able to sell real estate. I didn't know what real estate was. I mean, real estate. There was a lady I was always seeing on Facebook talking about real estate. I don't know what it was. And she said she has a slot for me to attend a seminar if I was chanced. The very day of the seminar, I had a class that was going to pay me 1,600. And in my mind, I'm like, man, should I leave 1,600 or I should go for this seminar I know nothing about? But somehow, I was in that class. I was teaching that class. And one thing led to another, I left. I was like, man, I just want to go to this seminar and see what it's like. Happening. I just want to try it out. Because prior to that time, I've also been feeling uncomfortable with the fact that I've been teaching. Yes, I've been teaching. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't meeting my financial
needs. Where's the future?
Yes, it wasn't meeting my financial needs at the time. So I went for this training. They were talking all gibberish. I don't understand it.
Jargons were flying all over.
They were talking about real estate. I mean, and so I went to my phone and I Googled real estate. I saw that it's land, houses, and that people would have to buy and stuff. Then I remembered that my mentor, Lukman Chuboale, then just started working in a real estate firm. Of course, it was only natural for me to ask him, okay, sir, this thing, I went to a seminar. How does it work?
Lukman, by the way, has also passed through training.
Yes.
And I'm sure one of these days we'll have him on the seats.
Yes. Yeah. So it was the person that made me personally make it a vision to be at School of Estate when he came for School of Estate in 2020. Wow. So I spoke to him because the seminar I attended was very complex. I mean, they were talking about real estate, and then I was hearing upline, downline. So it was
complex for you because it's your first time.
Yeah, it was complex at the time. So I spoke to him, and he said something. He said, well, I feel that if you want to do real estate, we can do it together. I work with a company. You can serve as an agent in Kwara State. You talk to your people. I can help you close some deals, and we share commission. And that was it.
Whoa.
That was it. I mean, till now, this was, I think, early 2018. That's about 7 years ago. 6 years ago. This was early 2018, and He said we could do it together. But the first
About
question
5 years ago, actually.
the first question that came to my mind was who would buy?
Exactly.
Who would buy? Everybody I knew were students. I was registering some students
Okay,
for
good.
program at that time.
Okay.
I knew their parents who
Okay.
paid about 150K for their school fees.
Okay.
But I knew how they paid on installments
And all of that.
So-
Okay, you know what? I won't let you go into how you got your first customer.
Okay.
You've already
Okay.
answered
Okay.
how you. I
Okay.
will still come to how you got your first customer, because you were just dealing with students.
Yes.
You were doing a business
Yes.
that was fetching you 1,500.
Yes.
And you then moved on to sell.
Yes.
What was your first property amount?
My
that you
first
sold?
property amount was 2.4 million.
2.4 million. So you
Yes.
wanted to move into selling a property of 2.4 million. How do you transit from doing a business in unit of thousands to now doing in at least unit of millions? Now that's a major leap. If you don't, 1,600 to 2.4 million, that's a major leap. So how did he do that? We'll be getting to know about that. So let's talk about, before we come back to that, let's talk about 2022. Meaning that as of 2022, you've been in real estate for like 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was 2022 like for you generally, and particularly?
Generally, I think that 2022 was the year for me to make up my mind what I actually wanted to do in the industry.
Oh, really? So there was a major decision you made?
There was, yes. So there was a major decision I made that when I ask myself why I made that decision, it boils down to the values I want to create in the industry.
You want to share that decision with us?
Okay, so just quickly, that decision was actually me starting a company by myself.
Oh.
So I started my own real estate company.
So here now you've transitioned from working with Shobowale,
Yes.
as his agent in Ilorin, sub-agent in Ilorin. You moved over to Lagos, I believe, sometime between 2018 and now.
Yes.
And then did you work with Shobowale in his organization?
Yes, so I worked with him in the same organization.
So you were employed eventually as a full-time in that organization, meaning that you must have shown some performance as an agent for him to... Fine. So you worked with him then you left to start...
Yes. So for me, while I was in the organization where I was employed, actually I had quite an experience because I served in sales, marketing, I served in research and development, I served in partners management. So I picked on several parts of the company, which added a lot to my experience.
Yeah.
And then by the time I left the company, I started a company with some of my friends at that time. So I co-founded a company of 3 co-founders. And the idea was for us to build a real estate development company and a prop tech.
Obviously, when you're doing co-partnership, co-foundership and stuff like that, some prop tech must be around the corner.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But along the line, our vision was no longer aligning. And I also made certain legal mistakes because I was naive. So the fact that I wanted to leave my company, I practically poached my guys to join me because I was just naive. I didn't know.
Okay, so you were the driver of that entity.
Yes.
And you probably missed out some documentation and stuff like that.
Yes, I did.
School of Estate is coming up with a program on partnership. For me, I've been very, very strong on partnership because I know that it has a lot of advantages if well done, but it can ruin you also if done badly. So why don't you do it well? Solo journeys are not so interesting anymore. And now, the new competition is actually collaboration. Collaboration is the new competition. So if you can actually work in partnership with someone of like mind or people of like minds, and you have clear understanding that you communicated, and you have some structures around you. We've been doing this research for the partnership training and program for some time now, and this year we'll definitely develop it and deploy to the market later in the year. You want to watch out for it because it's something that we should seize. It's not just for the tech guys. Anybody and everybody will do better with a proper partnership.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Because I believe that if one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000.
Yeah.
But sometimes when the vision don't align,
Yes,
it's just like marriage.
yeah,
The
exactly.
foundation is destroyed.
Exactly.
So
you can do nothing.
Yes,
the vision does not align.
it wasn't.
So you guys had to go your separate ways.
Yes, we had to go our separate ways.
And I guess that was a decision that was major in 2022.
Yes.
So you then decided to take this cross alone.
Yes. I decided to do that. Not blinding my eyes to partnership.
Okay.
Because right now, in 2023, I'm still looking forward to doing partnerships on projects, other things,
okay.
But not
the company itself.
Yes, not the company itself. So that was the major thing for me, and I would be honest with you. That decision was transforming. It was transforming for me. It tested me. It tested the values I stood for. I mean, we're making good money, but it wasn't the money for me. There was something extra. There was something more that I wanted to achieve.
There's a vision you have. There is a drive. There is something you want to achieve that you don't see coming from this kind of relationship.
In fact, at some point, it was difficult to answer the question, why did you leave?
So the organization ran for how long?
The organization ran for 8 months, thereabout, before I left.
8 months, wow. Yes. I must tell you that no matter what the decision is, whether it was right or wrong, future will tell, okay?
Yes.
But you know yourself. But my what I fancy about the decision is that you took it in good time. Somebody said, if I would say no, I want to say a fast, sharp, quick no. I don't want to say a dragging no. Reason is, a dragging no is injurious both to you and to the other entity. When you say a fast no, do you understand? You are able to redirect yourself immediately. The other party is also able to redirect themselves. Yes, everybody knows where they are. You are not stringing someone along, you know. And so that's what I will congratulate you for. Because in under a year, you've started something and you've decided that, you know what? I can't do this anymore. You can imagine if you continue to endure for years and then you realize that 10 years time, I still have to take this decision. You'll have to start your life all over. And you still have your youth with you. So you can do a lot of things. Unlike some of us that are a bit on the on the old looking young, side. So that's interesting. So that was a major decision for you. But generally, what was the market like? Did you see the effect of election? Market slowdown? How did the price galloping, inflation? How did that play out in your own business?
Okay, so I would say in my own business, we just came from a pandemic.
So you just started even?
Yes.
You started in 2022. That is your own now. You started in 2022.
Yes, started in 2022. Wow. So one thing I would like to say to people is, when you want to make such decisions, because over time I've seen people leave their job, even employees leave their job without a plan.
So
prayer is good, but it's not a strategy. So many people just leave their job and they pray for a better opportunity. So I think one thing I was able to do right is that I spoke to my spiritual father then when I was still in school, Pastor Muiwareo. So I spoke to him, and something he told me was that when you want to leave, make a planned exit. So I had already planned myself. I mean, I planned myself on several levels, planned myself on emotional shocks, because I knew that, there were days I cried. It was painful.
A young man crying, you can imagine.
It was like leaving your brainchild.
Something you battled.
Yes, it was that
I can imagine how painful.
Yes, it was that painful. But because I already had a plan, I was already looking out for a project that I would start selling. I already sought out a name. I was already looking out for a team, And I also spoke to people that I feel were ahead of me at the time to seek their advice, to just see if I wasn't seeing from a tiny lens. And truth was, the reasons why I left were things I actually brought to the table and had conversations over time
with your partners.
But it was not just the same vision. Good people, good guys, but it was not just the same vision.
It doesn't make them bad in any way.
Yes. So it wasn't just the same vision at the time. So I was able to make a planned exit. And then I started I think about a week after, I started my business. We hit the ground running.
Great.
And over the years, since I've been selling real estate, I've had customer loyalty.
Good.
I have people who bought from me In fact, good thing is, the first person that bought that 2.4 from me
Yeah.
has bought into my current company
Oh, great.
over time. So there's
Great.
practically no project I've sold
So
that
so
client has
what
not
would
bought.
you say is the determinant of that? What makes that happen for you?
Okay.
That you've had loyal customers.
Loyal customers. I think that as a salesperson, I practice something I call EBA,
Okay.
emotional bank account.
Eba in the local language is a type of food. Okay. But so it's an interesting acronym actually.
Yes,
So
yes.
emotional bank account.
So
Okay, great.
many people in our industry only reach out to their customers when they want to get installments, when they have new project. They say, sir, we have this project. But I've been able to take my transactions to relationship level.
Oh, great.
Yes. So I have relationship with virtually right now I have over 100 personal clients, and I can say that I have relationship
almost personal relationship.
Yes, almost personal
that is beyond just
that is
you are
beyond
paying
just
for something.
Yes.
You know one thing or the other about them.
Yes, I know one thing or the other about them.
And you
I
relate.
visit them, I relate. I send them gifts. They don't have to celebrate anything. He
just brought a gift for me before we entered set, actually. And he also gave me gift when he finished his program that he came for. So yes, just to attest to the fact that he lives what he's saying. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I just always look for ways to, because I understand how everyone can be. We can be busy, but sometimes when I have the opportunity to say, oh, this person, I'll just reach out and make sure that I still. So when they want to do anything real estate, even some of my clients that bought properties outside of the country, they seek for my advice. Sometimes they pay me even for the advisory, you know. So over time, I've been able to deposit in an emotional bank account and build a reasonable amount of relationship with them. At some point, I lose touch with some people, but sometimes I just create time, call them, we have a long conversation, they tell me one or two things, and that's the way I've been able to.
That's interesting. That's a major lesson for any salesperson. You must build relationships beyond the business,
beyond the transaction,
beyond the transaction that you are having, because that then helps you. Your target must be, like I teach during Slam, Sell Like a Machine. The target must be how you can transit from being somebody that is providing them a good or service to somebody that is a friend or almost a family member.
Yeah.
Do you understand? People like to do things with their friends. And, so if you do that, you are getting somewhere. So that's interesting. So you moved from, so you are now on your own. And one thing that has helped you in founding this business last year is that you were able to still rely and relate with the number of your clients who have come to patronize you in this new business. That's interesting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. So what do you think, okay, before I ask that question, let's come back to how you got your first customer. Okay. In my own. Yes, I think you've told us about the 2.3.
Okay.
So in your own business, when you started this now, or which one would be more interesting? I think we should hear the one where you entered real estate. Okay. Or maybe on both sides, if you can make it.
Yeah. All right. So I think that when I started real estate.
So your 2.4, right?
Yes. What I started doing was that I told everyone.
Tell everybody.
I was scared of
what you do.
I was scared of my lecturers before then. But when I started selling real estate, sir, I would tell my lecturer I want to see him. And I'm bringing flyer. I remember my project supervisor at some point said, you are just choking your head outside when you're not even done with this one that is on your plate. Because I was always telling him how you can make initial deposit. And, I told everybody. And one of my classmates invited me to her house on a Sunday.
Okay.
So she told her boyfriend about it. They're married now.
Okay.
He told her then boyfriend about it. And the friend told a friend.
Okay.
And from that circle, one of them paid. Then everybody, a friend told a friend, then the friend told the brother told. And when I meet each and every one of them, some of them I've never met them before in that chain. Yeah. But by the time I was, they were like, wow, awesome guy. I spoke to him and I was impressed. Some of them, honestly, because I was naive, I didn't know about real estate that much. I remember when they asked me some questions, I would say, I don't know what a decision is, but let me quickly find out. So I'll make a call and say, please, what's a decision? So I was true in the process. I think that helped.
Great. So you know what? You started from your immediate circle.
Yes, I started from
So
my
you could be
immediate circle.
vulnerable.
Yes, I was
You could make
vulnerable.
them know that, you know what? I'm just starting
I'm
this
just starting.
gig.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
So you may be asking some questions, even though you should be diligent in trying to know the
Yes.
lingua of the
Yes.
of the kind of sector you are now in, what happens there and stuff like that. But you see, you may not be able to catch up in time. So you may go out for some marketing, for some sales trip, and they ask you a question you don't know. You are within your circle, so you can say, you know what, I'll get back to you.
Yes.
Or let me just make this call. And you get back to them fast. And
Yes.
they will understand because you have
Yes.
just been true.
Yes,
But
yes.
that even makes you, that even adheres them probably better or more to you. That,
Yes.
okay, this guy is
Yes.
transparent.
Yes. Yes, I mean, and then to the very client that made that payment.
Okay.
So I had his contact. We've been talking, and one midnight he posted a good picture, and I told him, "Sir, this your shirt can buy land," and he said, "This land you have been talking about, tell me about it." He made the transfer in the morning.
Whoa.
Then I took him through the process. So I prefer sales calls to sales text.
Okay.
So I asked him, "Is it a good time to call you?"
Okay.
And we jumped on a call.
Okay.
He asked issues of. He said he has seen it. He has had issues before. Funny thing was, where I was selling, I'd never been there.
Abi, you are in Ilorin.
I was in Ilorin.
The guy is where?
He was in Ilorin at that time as well. But he was very familiar with Lagos. I was selling in Bejuleki at the time. He was very familiar. He said, "Is he after that refinery?" I don't know. But I didn't tell him I didn't know. I was just like, what we do is we make sure that we don't sell lands in places that would be disastrous to you. I just answered those questions in a way, and he made payments in the morning.
Wow.
Until now, he's one of my, like, when I have a new project, I just need to push it to him.
Okay, here is another one.
Yes.
You can imagine. That's interesting. So how did you come to, though you mentioned it, but how was your business before, or your real estate experience before School of Estate?
Okay.
What role did you think School of Estate played? Because now you've gone through School of Estate.
Yeah.
And what are the, areas that School of Estate has expanded or opened you to that you are still going to pursue in the future? So what I'm asking in effect is, what has been the impact of you attending School of Estate in your business life? Okay.
In my business life, I've always been a huge fan of knowledge.
Okay.
Because I never want to be in a situation where if I had known better, I would have done better. So I always want to make sure that every information at my disposal, I get to maximize them. Now, coming to real estate is a game changer for me. It's a game changer for me. You can start any business. You can start real estate business with street knowledge. But you can't scale real estate business with street knowledge. So that is what
you need to note that.
Yes.
Because for a lot of people, they are just struggling.
Yes.
They were doing well.
Yes.
With street knowledge, they made a few sales, but they now climax. They are not.
It was a game changer for me, and something that I took away from School of Estate, and I told myself this year something I'm gonna do. After I finished the first module, I registered for the second module.
Yeah, he came in just for a module.
Yes, I came in just for a module.
But by the time he got a dose of the first module, he said, "No, ain't going back without finishing this thing."
Yes. So I registered for the second module because if you can't be a lawyer without going to law school, and you can, even though you studied law, you can't be a lawyer without going to law school.
You can't practice.
You can't
be a barrister.
You can't be a barrister. You can't be a solicitor. If you can't be a doctor without going to med school, if you can't even sell edibles without verification and some knowledge from the regular
some
authorities.
certification and
so
stuff.
Why should real estate be different? If you look around you right now, wherever you're watching this from, it's real estate. It's real estate. So real estate is practically the entirety of our life. People have places to live, places. When they said COVID investment, COVID taught us a lot. Everybody had to go home. That means everybody has to be in a space. Like there's no matter what's going on in the world, real estate will always be there. So it should be an industry that should be that care should be taken about the people that practice it. I see a lot of quack people that are in the industry. People
who think they just have money.
Yes.
And they come to throw their money around.
And some people without adequate knowledge, I see they sell 100 square meter, and I'm wondering, what are people going to build on that? So like, if you understand what even a square meter is and how the dimensions are made, you wouldn't be boastful about you giving somebody this to, that kind of thing. So like, in my experience, and after I did school, in fact, during my study,
Okay.
a lot had already been changing.
Mm.
And right now, I told you something earlier before we started, that I'm pumped for 2023.
Wow.
And all of them are still because of the things I learned in School of Estate.
Obviously.
We launched 7:30 in August.
Okay.
Then we launched our first project in September.
7:30, by the way, is the name of his company.
Yes.
You can go check them out. Yeah.
Yes, 7 in words and 30 in
30 in
figure.
figure.
So
Okay.
7:30. And we launched our first project in September. And I can tell you that first project, right now, we're going to be allocating it by the last week of this month.
Wow.
So, and this is a decision I made after I came to School of Estate. I know what? I think that beyond doing all of this, I want to deliver and deliver excellently well. Expensively so.
Thank you very much, Wole. It's been nice
Pleasure's
having
mine.
you.
Pleasure's
It's been
mine.
nice having you, and we've had a great time. So, guys, you want to subscribe to the channel, okay? You want to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been our pleasure. And as our custom is, Wole would be calling on someone that we would invite and have on set the next time. You get the information. Thank you, guys. See you in the next episode. How did you enjoy the video? Great, right? Valuable content are here. No doubt about that. So please do us a favor. Encourage us by subscribing right away. Click on the subscription button now. And I want you to do 3 other things for me. Subscribe, like, click on the notification button, and lastly, share. If you enjoy real estate sales, real estate entrepreneurship, financial freedom, how to own your first or next house, okay? Those 4 things are what I concentrate on this channel. Thank you very much. I remain yours sincerely, Debo in business of helping you do what? Sack your landlord. Subscribe.